The guy was already desperate to sell. There was a hot water tank that blew up in this house. And so the guy did the insurance work and then went, screw it, I'm gonna just sell it.
Winnipeg, Winnipeg, Winnipeg. What's up, guys? Jeff Weibel here. Matt, I've never been to Winnipeg. Is it a good town for flipping?
It's the murder capital of Canada.
And the pothole capital of Canada, I believe, too. Maybe.
Yeah. But that being said, there's a ton of people out there in Winnipeg. They're actually crushing it with flipping opportunities. James Dimitri's a great example. He's one of the top guys in Winnipeg doing it. And in this video, he's actually going to show you guys how he goes about approaching a property. So he walks us through kind of the blank slate. I know you have a lot of clients that struggle with that blank slate and what you do with it.
Yeah, definitely. It's always like, what do you do? You've got to pick a way to do it. And we're going to hear from James here, how he's making his money out in Winnipeg. Let's check it out.
Come on in, gentlemen.
Alright guys, so welcome to Centennial. This is another house that we have that's close to the Dudley one we just looked at. So in this house, it's a wonderful 800 square foot bungalow, full wood basement. We're putting a garage in the back. So one of the things that I really like about this house, which is pretty rare to find in this neighborhood, is a shotgun layout, where we've got the bedroom, the bathroom, the stairs, the entrance on one side, and then we've got this wonderful open space. The living room, dining room, and open kitchen concept in a house that was built in 1940. I mean, I love it. So these are two partition walls here. They're not actually load bearing, so they're going to be gone. We've got a master bedroom right here, which we're adding a closet to. Whole house is getting new flooring, and we're adding a kitchen, craft kitchen to this house for a pretty reasonable price, which is kind of surprising. When we're done with it, it's going to be all granite, new appliances, new fixtures, a very similar look to what you saw at Dudley and what you'll see at St. Andrew. So come on in, because this bathroom is the first bathroom I don't think I've ever had to touch, other than the vanity. And then we walk into our kitchen. So we're going to have a peninsula island right here that's going to wrap around in a U, and we're going to keep almost all the appliances where they are except for the fridge and the stove. And so you can see this house has a lot of potential in it. I don't know if you guys want to look out the back door, but you can actually see the backyard here. It's pretty big. So we're going to toss in a single car garage, which is very popular in this neighborhood and will help us sell it really quickly. So one of the nice things about this project, we bought it for a really good price because it was rental and the tenant just essentially left. So the landlord wanted to sell it. We knew him through another channel. We set up a deal. We have it tied up, and we're going to be renovating it, I believe, next week, Monday, and back on the market mid-June. So pretty exciting little project. I think we're doing about a $60,000 rental on this place.
So do you know high level what that 60,000 is comprised of, or is there a lot of mechanical stuff, or is it mainly
No, it's
layout?
mainly cosmetic. Yeah, like one of the things in the basement right now, it's got the roughed in plumbing for all the bathroom fixtures. So we're essentially adding the bathroom down there. It's a lot of just flooring, paint, patching, you know, putting in a really nice kitchen, putting in a really, really nice bathroom set, making the master absolutely spectacular with a really nice walk-in closet. So yeah, it's mostly cosmetic work. The only thing that isn't cosmetic is the garage, which we're pulling permits for. And that is actually a pretty interesting process in and of itself, because some people tell you it's really hard to get a garage put in on a lot, but it's actually not. And it's actually pretty inexpensive compared to what the alternative would be, just to leave it and sell it for $25,000 under what we would be building a garage for, which is about 14,000 bucks.
So do you have a standard flooring product that you use in all your properties, or what will you use for this?
For this one, we're probably going to be using a 10 to 12 inch laminate that is very similar to what we saw in the last house. We go for lots of browns and grays in our flooring because that's kind of what speaks to my brand and creates that wow look when you have brown, white walls, you know, a lot of really nice paintings, a lot of really nice stuff in the staging, which pulls out the color. So it's a standard color palette that we use. And I think the only thing that we're changing in this one is the kitchen designer suggested we do a pine color, which is going to be really neat. It's a little more expensive on the cabinetry, but still like a fantastic price. Absolutely fantastic price.
Awesome. And so this property right now, when it was a rental, was it technically just a one bed, one bath, or was the basement finished?
The basement was finished.
Okay.
There was a hot water tank that blew up in this house. And so the guy did the insurance work and then went, screw it, I'm gonna just sell it.
Gotcha.
So it was a 3-bed, 2-bath, but like there's nothing in the basement right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty bare.
And so this sounds like it was a private deal?
This was on the market for a little while, and then the guy couldn't sell it, and then we found it after we pulled it off the market.
Okay. Do you mind kind of walking us through that process? Why do you think he wasn't able to sell it? And then why, once it was like pulled off the market, were you guys able to find a solution that worked?
So one of the things that I find a lot with landlords is they always want top dollar. I'm a landlord, I want top dollar, of course, right? And there's always a break-even point. Like, how much work are you gonna put in? You know that. So I think what happened is this guy had it on the market for a really high price, and he slowly dropped it, and then eventually just came off the market altogether because no offers came in. So when I heard about this deal, much like one of my rentals in Charleswood, which is a nicer area of town, the guy was already desperate to sell, right?
Yeah.
So we came in, we actually met the realtor that had the listing and then said, look, this guy's off market, like, can you make something work? So we built the relationship with the realtor, who's turning out to be a very good asset to the company, and we ended up turning this thing into a deal because we could get it at such a good price. And we picked it up for $165.
So any tips, or I guess let's maybe take a step back and focus on the idea of you realized this was pulled off the market. So is that something that like you and your realtor are looking at like every month or every week as far as like expired listings or?
No, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for motivation. I'm looking for, why do they need to sell? Why right now? How can we make this work? I'm looking for realtors that know the vendor, and the vendor and them have been talking and been like, I need to sell, like, what do I do? And then that's when my name gets brought up, and we walk through the house, and they know that they're not getting the highest price, but they're getting a decent price based on bricks, sticks, and dirt.
Yeah, perfect. And so at this point in your real estate career, you have like a really large network here in Winnipeg, right?
Yes.
Do you mind explaining for the audience, how did you build that network? How do you get to the point where realtors know just to bring up your name or know to bring a deal to you?
Oh man, time. Lots of grinding. Stefan Arias says it best, respect the grind. And so every week we do a certain amount of phone calls. Every week we do a certain amount of meetings. I mean, after we're done our day today, I'm going and meeting a potential money partner, right? And right now we've got like $3 million worth of real estate tied up just for flipping. So always looking and always acting and always finding and always putting people together has been the motto of Kingsley Walls, of my company. And it's just been grinding it out, like just meeting people, making the phone calls, seeing the houses, talking to the realtors, taking them out for coffee. That's a big one that I tell my current students is, look guys, you have to build this relationship. Otherwise no one knows you. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? So yeah, I can't answer that simply because it's been 3 years of grinding. I mean, we're at 50 plus deals right now, and that's in 3 years, right? So I mean, you know how fun that is.
Absolutely. So do you mind maybe just paint a picture for the audience? How many houses are you looking at on a monthly basis, or how many offers are you making? And then how many projects do you kind of have going at any given point in time?
So the numbers that I require every week were about 10 offers. We're 2 to 3 off-market leads. That'll include privates, and then we're in about 5 to 10 meetings. So, I mean, if you put that on a monthly, we're looking at probably 60 houses on MLS. We're making 40 offers or more. We're talking to about 200 realtors in that 1 month time frame that we don't know. These are just guys that we don't know. We're walking into about 10 houses a week, so it's 40 houses a week, not including all the private leads that we pull in. So
you're taking massive action.
Yeah, like I'm spending some money.
Yeah. No, that's great though. I think it's important for my audience just to be aware that it's not like you met with one realtor and they gave you the perfect deal, right?
No.
It's constant action,
Yeah.
it's constant investment in your network and your everything you're doing. So
yeah, that's all that we can do, right? Is just constantly put out more and more and more and more. And then when you have that type of volume, like when you do that many flips, right? And then someone says, Kingsley Walls, we just met with a realtor I'd never met before. I sold her one of my houses. and she's telling me about, because I leave a thank you card and a bottle of champagne, and she was telling me about that little extra part of our brand that we leave. And I've never met her before. So she brought us a pretty interesting land deal in the north end of town.
So any suggestions or tips for my audience, maybe if they're kind of newer to investing, reaching out to those realtors and making that initial cold call or that cold touch? Do you have a script where you're explaining to them what you look for in a deal, or how do you kind of build the relationship?
So I do have a script, and we usually start out with the script until you get the handle of what you're looking for. But what I'm really looking for is when I pick up the phone to talk to a realtor specifically, we're looking for, what do you have? What do you have that's off market? How many of them do you do a year? And I have money to buy. Those are pretty much the 4 points that we try to, show the realtors or whoever we're talking to on the other line that, we're interested, we're not screwing around. So don't screw around with us and we'll make it work. So, having a script that follows that is good, but then breaking away from it and just kind of customizing it per call really helps you speed up those calls. And all of a sudden you get them done in 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, so I'm James D. You guys can reach us at kingsleywalls.com. Check us out on Facebook. You can reach out to us to get our Instagram account, or check us out on jamesdimitri.com. And that's it, guys.
What'd you guys think of that? Let me know down in the comments section, and we're gonna have more James Dimitri videos coming out on this channel very shortly. So you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell so you know when we're posting, and get over to this guy's channel, Matt McKeever. You have 40,000 subscribers. He might be a guy you want to listen to here and there. So see you guys on the next video.